We're back now. It's day 51 of the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. President Cyril Ramaphosa has welcomed the Commission's interim report and has accepted its recommendations. Roos, parliamentary correspondent for Business Day, joins us with her reading of the President's response to the interim report. Hi Tara, good to have you on Business Lunch with us. Something I did notice, though, when having a look at the story, some of the big names aren't there. There's no, how do we describe him? Police Minister on special leave. He's not there. What is your take on this?
So what the President is really trying to do is establish that the Commission is not over. This is just the interim report. And his recommendation to establish this new task team is on prima facie evidence. And so you're right, Senzo Mkhunu, former Minister of Police, who is still currently receiving a state salary and is on special leave, his name was not mentioned, despite him testifying in both the Madlanga Commission and the ad hoc committee. But we see the referrals in this new directive covering high-level SAPS officials and many members of the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department who have also been named, not only the ad hoc committee and the Madlanga Commission. And so what the President is trying to do is stress the urgency of these committees and these commissions and its findings, but also to say we need to be careful that this is only prima facie evidence and allegations, and we need to reinforce due process. Is this going to tail end what the final report will say and what the President's final steps will be? I think this is an indication that even at an interim report, the President is saying, we as the Presidency are taking this seriously and we are going to take legal steps. But other than that, we've had nothing from the Presidency with regards to Police Minister Senzo Mkhunu, despite him testifying in both the ad hoc committee and the Madlanga Commission. And I think it is going to cause major trouble with the ANC, especially with their policy conference coming up soon and with the ANC leadership conference, to say that someone who is in the top brass of the ANC is still receiving a state salary, is still implicated in what is large-scale police corruption, and the President is taking no action.
Yeah, you see, that's the interesting part of this. They've also got that special investigations task team. Now, the President has come up with this, Tara. Does it show that he lacks a bit of confidence in the police and its structures? Because this goes straight to Fani Masemola. What's your take?
I think what the President is trying to do is saying, we're looking at this prima facie evidence. We see that there is wrongdoing, especially when we're looking at the allegations of crime coming from, just as last week in the ad hoc committee, we had a member of the Crime Intelligence Unit coming forward to say that General Nkwanzi and Fani Masemola, who is the Police National Commissioner, was receiving bribes in what he claimed were Louis Vuitton bags full of money. And so we see these allegations coming in left and right. And unfortunately, what I think is quite damning, despite the President taking this step forward to establish this task team to investigate, is that we have not heard from the President himself. There have been large-scale calls coming from the ad hoc committee, coming from the Madlanga Commission, to say almost every single person who has come forward to testify as a witness has mentioned the President in some capacity, to say the President issued this directive, the President knew about X, Y, and Z. And the number one person that the South African public wants to hear from is President Cyril Ramaphosa. I do think that this task team is a step in the right direction, but unfortunately for many South Africans who themselves are victims of crime, who have family members who are victims of crime, and who have felt the lackluster service of the South African police force, they are saying this effort is simply not enough to identify corruption. We need to see a complete restructure of the policing service and how SAPS operates on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Then, of course, we've got our National Prosecuting Authority. We have a new head coming in. Shamila Batoy leaving at the weekend. She kind of said, I'm sorry, in a way. That was for the inquiry she's been involved in. But I got the sense that she was saying, I'm sorry, that there weren't more prosecutions. I couldn't help but feel sorry for her, in a way.
I feel quite indifferent towards my empathy regarding Shamila Batoy. I think when she came in, it was 2019, it was Cyril Ramaphosa's era of renewal. He had come in saying, we are out with the old ANC, we are done with these 10 wasted years. And unfortunately, largely what we've seen from Ramaphosa's tenure is a continuation of the Zuma-era stagnation. I think many people were disappointed in Shamila Batoy's tenure at the NPA, and hopefully this new appointment will usher in a new era of not only state capture referrals, but state capture convictions. Many cases under Shamila Batoy's tenure, like the Corker case, looking at what happened with New Lane, with documents getting thrown out of court, with judges saying something simple as administrative procedure not being followed by the NPA is something that is very damning on Shimela Batoy's leadership. And unfortunately, she may apologize all as she wants now, but that is not going to reflect the money that was stolen from the state. And many South Africans who are now paying the price for that.
We want prosecutions. We want to see people in orange overalls. Tara, thank you so much. Good to have you with us on Business Lunch. I do appreciate you taking the time. That was Business Day's parliamentary correspondent Tara Roos.